guys, Adam back with the Studie project. Just to let you see, the car is now in white primer. So after basically finishing all the body work and finishing the grey primer, because I'm doing a white roof and a saffron colour on the body, I was told that I needed to do a white primer. So now the white primer is on. You can see I'm quite happy how the fins have turned out on both sides. There's a fairly straight line, it's fairly seamless. It's like I wanted it to be. It sort of curves just gently as it goes up. So I'm really happy with how they turned out. There's a little bit of dust sitting on there, but it's fairly smooth. Up here, I've just feathered it out. So there's sort of a gentle curve you can see up there. There's a bit of bright work that covers the end of this that will hide that corner. So I'm fairly happy with how it's come up. The white primer actually makes it look really good as far as the contours and stuff. You can sort of see how things are at. This line along here is something that I had to do a fair bit of work to get it right, and that's looking pretty good. The bonnet was also fairly good, but just needed a few little things, and I'm happy with how that's looking. Again, in this light, I don't know if you can see, but you can see all the angles and curves and little creases in it. It's all looking pretty good. I actually need to do, you can see through here, it's I didn't cover it properly, so I've used all the paint. I'm going to have to get another can and do a little bit more. I still haven't done the doors, but again, in this light, in the shadow, you can see it's all looking pretty good. There's a few little marks here where I've touched it, but yeah, I'm pretty happy how it is. I was a bit slack. I didn't clean up this, but this is all covered with a nice big moulding. So I had to fill up here again. When it was in white, I noticed that this wasn't quite smooth. You can probably still see that. I only put a very light coat. It needs to be coated again, but I think the line of it is good now. Same as down here. There was a couple of little patches where it was just a little bit rough along there, so I've touched them up again. But the roof also is good, but you can see a bit of sort of tiger stripes. I didn't paint it 100% well. It's all covered, but some of it's just a little bit thin, particularly through the middle. But as far as the lines go, the curves, it's all looking pretty good. Same as the front. Engine bay is all in white. It's been sanded down. The front, all of this has been done. So I'm fairly happy. There's a couple of little last minute things that I've seen body wise that I've just wanted to touch up, but again, like the wheel arches here, I had to do a fair bit of reconstruction of the curves and the angles, and I'm happy with how all of that's gone. So yeah, it's been a long, slow process. You know, a lot of the time I'm only working a day a week, and a day for somebody that's doing it for the first time isn't as productive as someone who's doing it all the time. So it has been slow, but I'm quite happy with how it is. I will finish off a little bit of work on the putting the white on. Once I'm happy with that, the next thing will be to paint the roof. And yeah, the roof is ivory. And on both fins between here, this is one piece of chrome that goes all along here, and there's a fatter piece that goes on the bottom of the fin, and so that stripe will be painted the ivory colour, the same as the roof. What I might have mentioned before in a previous video, something that I'm not sure about how to handle is the white down here. What happens down here, you'll see the bottom of this and the corner of this are different. So there's a smooth sort of corner that goes all the way along there, And so where do I finish the white? There's a couple of different things that I've seen. Some of the cars actually have a crude, not very good looking bit of chrome that goes along here and finishes it off. I don't really like that. Some of the other ones paint the white down here, and the white will go down around the corner and sort of taper it off to a point to keep that line along there. So there'll be a little strip of white that sort of tapers out to here. I don't really like that. The only other option I can think about is I'm thinking about just doing a curve that would sort of go down here. That would be straight all along here and just curve up there. At the moment I'm thinking that's how I'll do it, because from the side, when you see the car from the side, like back here, you wouldn't really see that anyway. So I do have to work out how I'm going to finish off, how I'm going to define the area at the bottom there. But all up, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. I still haven't painted the doors. The doors haven't been painted white, so that's the grey undercoat. They need a bit of a sand down. They've been sitting there for a while now. But yeah, fundamentally, I'm pretty happy with how it's all looking. The boot, at a quick glance, is it's quite acceptable. It's come up okay. It's going to have a carpet sitting in the back, but you can see the grooves in the boot. They're acceptable. I finished off the end here, that middle strip there. See how it finishes up there? That's original, and I wanted to emulate that down this end. So it's not perfect, but it's okay. And the back of the car, all of that looks fairly good. That's all that lower piece all along there is new, what I put in. This was original, and I just joined it in along there. So this is looking okay. Again, this is all hidden. You won't see any of this because there's a big piece of that goes between the bumper and the back of the car. A piece of what do you call it? Just a piece of molded metal that fits in like a cowl, I suppose you call it. So yeah, as it sits, I'm pretty happy. A little bit of work to go, but the next thing will be splashing some colour. Nice sunset. So thanks for checking in. Things are going well, and it's not very long before we're getting back to putting some paint on. So yeah, thanks for checking in. I'll catch you soon.